since its appearance on the market it has received the consent of anglers from all over Europe. I'm talking about the rod pod Imperial Fishing Amiaud Inox Combi Carpo. Certainly for its extreme versatility and surely because it is made with the best existing stainless steel on the market, or the 316 that is then used to achieve the same accessories of the craft. The bag containing the rod pod is made of sturdy, super padded cordura and it's equipped with twin high-rise hinge, a nice Carpo logo on the top and two convenient carrying handles. The total weight of the pod is around 6 kilograms. I know you are curious and in fact we are going to open the bag containing this fantastic jewel. Here it is. This is what we will or that we will receive at home at the time of purchase. Is not a real masterpiece of engineering? As I already mentioned, the space available to us within the bag, it is really a lot. So you can put in everything that we want to accompany to this pod, with no problem. And carrying everything securely, seen the high layer of padding. The main body of the rod pod is housed in a dedicated and separate pocket and as well as firmly held by a special Velcro strap, so that it can never move during transport, avoiding the damage of any other accessory contained in the bag. The same thing as far as the arms that will supporting the buzz bar. In fact, they are housed either in dedicated pockets placed in the internal end of the bag and they are locked by means of a Velcro strip of considerable width, so to be transported in a safe and tidy way. Even the buzz bar will remain firmly in the bag by Velcro straps, indifferently whether we want to carry them with detectors mounted or dismounted detectors. Inside the bag there is also a small pocket with Velcro closure that will allow us to store small objects type the beak leads, the leads or the Allen key supplied with the pod. Now proceed with the installation of the rod pod. The operation is very simple because the pieces to be assembled are very few. We start by saying that the two supplied buzz bars are used in order to fish with 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 rods because they have 5 sliding threaded bushings and adjustable bushings by hexagonal screws, so as to be easily positioned in according to our needs. Obviously there is the hex key in stainless steel in order to easily carry out these operations. This is the buzz back bar that I have with stopped rear rods in stainless steel. This is the front buzz bar that for my convenience I always equipped with quick release stainless steel, but you can also avoid this by screwing directly bells. The front buzz bar is widely extensible, laterally, this to the benefit of the positioning of the fishing rods. As you noted, and as exclusive patent Imperial Fishing, these buzz bars are curved or, as defined by the scenic. This will allow us to have a great comfort in the positioning of the barrels. In fact, unlike the straight buzz bar, these allow us to have wide open canes fan once positioned on the pod, with undeniable advantages in terms of use. To mount the buzz bar on your chosen media we have to screw the provided columns. I want to specify that the columns once screwed can be left mounted on the buzz bar so as to avoid another operation during assembly. Now, our buzz bars are complete. We start now from the main body of the rod pod. We remove the protections on leg loops, them, because to not damage the bag they pull out are placed with the tips facing inward. Simply loosen the bushes, remove and reposition them with the tips to the outside, blocking everything, tightening the bushings gently. It does not need much to tighten the clamping bushings. It will be necessary a slight rotation to ensure that the legs remain locked perfectly. To open the main body of the rod pod, we have a robust and particularly multifunction lever that will allow us to adjust quite simply the inclination of the pod. The two large stainless steel knobs on the main body will allow us to open the legs of the rod pod to position them in the correct position for use. Even these will be loosened slightly to allow the movement of the legs, and then they will be narrow slightly to lock the hole. Here you are, the main body of the rod pod properly assembled. As you can see, the opening of the legs is remarkable, that in the interest of the stability. In fact, you can simply place the rod pod on the ground for maximum stability. How cool is this? Let us now move to position the arms, which then will support buzz bar. These will be effectively blocked by two large stainless steel knobs. The excursion of the arms on the main body of the rod pod is truly remarkable. This will allow us to adapt then to any type of fishing rod existing on the market. Sorry if I'm performing these operations on a stable support so little, however, in this way you will certainly get to see in detail all the steps. To install the buzz bars, you will need to loosen two bushings placed on each arm, insert them in their seats, and gently roll the sleeves for a secure locking. We mount the front buzz bar and then we go to extend the sides. Here it is, our fantastic rod pod is ready to go into action. Seen in fisheries and used, it certainly will appreciate the extreme robustness. Very important detail is the central locking lever. In fact, it will be sufficient to rotate it in half to obtain the ability to tilt the rod pod, and with the same simplicity we can turn it slightly for fastening the hole. Let's see some pictures of the rod pod Iperial fishing Amiaud Combi Carpo Inox in fishing. Then we will see together a series of very interesting accessories available for this fantastic rod pod. As you can see, already by simply placing the rod pod on the ground we can appreciate the qualities of stability. In this session in the river, because of the strong current, we are fishing with their barrels pointed down, but with this rod pod is not absolutely a problem, as it will not be a problem immediately adapt to meet any conditions we will find in fishing. Place the very bottom rods or disproportionately at the top will not be a problem anymore. I forgot to say that the supplied legs to this rod pod is 50 centimeters already, allow us a great versatility of use. But for the most extreme carp anglers, our optional legs with length of 1 meter and 1.5 meters and with smooth tip that with drill tip. To orient the barrels down, a small movement will be enough. To orient the barrels up we need only a few seconds. I think that no carp angler will ever have the need to hold the highest canes as well, but if you want you can get up again. Now I will place on the pod also 4 rods so as to make you physically see the high stability of this product. The 4 rods are equipped with large and heavy reels, but despite this the rod pod doesn't give sign of abating. Absolutely fantastic. I want to fish with the tips down. Simple enough to do so. Do I want to fish with the barrels pointed up? It's easy, I have to do so. As you have seen with your own eyes, the versatility of this rod pod is really at the highest levels, and the materials with which it is made are first choice. This is a rod pod for life. Once purchased we will not have problems of any kind, neither rust nor breaks of various kinds, because the materials with which it is made are absolutely indestructible. Framing unconventional, but it's necessary to make you realize how they are physically positioned, the rods on the rod pod. As you can see, a rod each other is well spaced and positioned in a fan with considerable advantages in terms of amenities and fishing, compared to conventional rod pod with straight buzz bars, and therefore they force us to have narrow rods together. After this I want to say a few words to some interesting accessory available for this rod pod. We have always provided the central lever of the rod pod for adjusting the rods, although being made of stainless steel with the thickness of the M10 feel indestructible, but as a spare is always available. The stainless steel buzz bar are available. There are many convenient boat media. They are always made with excellent materials. We'll just have to determine how and where to use this rod pod to choose the most suitable accessories. Right now we are fishing in a large river with strong current and very powerful fish, yet even under the most violent of departures this rod pod has not had the slightest hint of weakness. A very high quality product that it absolutely must not miss among the equipment of the most demanding carp angler.